like you know what you're talking about.
491 minutes. And do we need a clapper? We're having our good old-fashioned clapper. Here it is.
I think it died in a river.
So,
Ohio River. Okay. So, we slowly fading in here?
we're slowly fading in. We've got bumper music, maybe. Who knows?
Not yet. I haven't sat down. But here's what we're going to do.
Welcome to the show.
We're going to pick a random number again. I forgot that I can't pick up
Expos.
I can't pick up that mic. If I do, it fucks it up.
Expos Day. Check the red light. It's 11:15. We're at 27 minutes.
Let's do tres. You know what I'm saying?
What's up? Do that one. Crack it. We rolling? Because if it's low, you can talk over it.
Yeah, I like I said, I have it just enough where you can hear it, but it doesn't overpower.
Dutch, how you doing, brother?
Well, been busy with my internship.
Yeah, you are working your ass off.
Been learning a lot, so that's good.
Thanks to our 3 new followers. I don't know who you are or why you're doing this to yourself, but
appreciate it.
Awesome.
Anybody who listens.
And then like Mike checked in, was giving feedback.
See.
And other people. Bonnie, I have a clarification for Bonnie on Pontius Pilate.
Please explain.
I'll just get the clarification out of the way because he's like, what was that Apostles' Creed thing about? And all that bit was about was the Apostles' Creed is Bush League for specifically calling out Pontius Pilate. Because that would be the same as Red Sox fans enjoying their World Series championships that they've won. Because basically, whatever, in the end, Jesus walked away with an entire religious institution taking over the world. There's a church on every corner. But you're still going to bag on Pontius Pilate. So the Red Sox would be like, oh, World Series champs, we got our rings and stuff, but Buckner sucked that one time. That would be like if you just threw Buckner in every time you talked about your championships. You're like, yeah, we're champs. We took down the Yankees and beat the Cardinals, but Buckner blew it that one time. Remember that? Remember Buckner? They just like constantly just bagged on Buckner for eternity. That's how I feel about just bagging on Pontius Pilate. So that's what that bit was. It's just Bush League. It's Bush League.
Bush League.
And I'm not bagging on whatever religion or, you know, whatever beliefs people have that's good. I'm just saying I was doing some like historical studies. I was like, dude, Apostles' Creed's Bush League. It's a Bush move.
And we're both wearing Expos hats today too.
Yeah. And I got a point on Expos. I was thinking about the way my brain works. Expos are awesome, but there's a lot of like dirty, filthy, like if you look at Netflix documentaries, all the true crime stuff's just horrific. There's a lot of horrific stuff in the world, you know? But I thought about Expos and all the jokes you have about exposing yourself to other people. You know what? It's like an old school sicko that you don't see anymore. There was like a thing back in like the 70s or 80s. Was the dude in the raincoat running around Central Park in New York just exposing himself. You know?
You don't see those.
That's an old school sicko. You don't get those dudes anymore.
They're still around, but...
You think?
Yeah, they still exist.
More Netflix horrific. I don't know.
But nowadays, I think if their society is quicker to beat the shit out of those people. Like if they see somebody in a trench coat exposing himself.
Yeah.
You know.
That's terrible. Don't do that. But I'm saying...
Plus, with social media being a thing, you can't really... Back then, there was no, like, social media. She could be like, hey, be on the lookout for this guy. He could, you know...
I guess I'm thinking about it like... I was watching some Shane Gillis stand-up comedy who cracks me up. And he's like, when you talk about, like, the worst shit that's ever happened, there's always the funniest one of something. There's always, like, the funniest one ever. So if there was a dude who wanted to go old school and ran around Central Park with his raincoat exposing himself, but he was wearing... an Expos hat, then that one would be the funniest Expos hat sex criminal ever.
I think a funny...
Don't do that.
I think if somebody wore a cowboy hat while they were doing that stuff, I couldn't take them seriously.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Just a cowboy hat?
Yeah, it's just cowboy hat
flasher?
Because there's just certain hats that if somebody wears them, you can't take them seriously. Like, can you imagine some guy wearing one of those winter hats?
I think if some dude flashed me with a cowboy hat, I'd be like... See, that was pretty funny.
I was like...
I didn't need that.
Yeah.
I've seen some pretty messed up homeless shit, and DC's bad with homeless. Homeless dudes will just crank it on the street and they don't care, and you're like, come on, bro. But if you had a cowboy hat on and you just had a trench coat and you did the old school flashing, I was like,
you know what?
I'm not calling the cops.
You know what my response would be to that? If some guy in a cowboy hat flashed me, I'm like, we're both adults here. I get what you're trying to do.
I don't know what you're doing, but
that was funny. That was a good joke. Ha ha, funny. I'd probably dap him up. Props to you, my friend.
You're on drugs, but okay. Thanks for the cowboy hat. All right, what else you got on tap? I'm going to get away from that subject.
All right, so my two main things I want to talk about is the A's thing because, dude, I got so much to say on that shit.
Yeah, it's...
And then my second thing is player managers.
I love that. Those are two great topics.
Yeah.
I have some...
Oh, shit. When did we start so we can keep track of time?
15.
Okay, so...
Add 27 to 15.
I can't do math.
I can't do math. It's going to be like 42.
I'm legit taking out my calculator on my phone.
It's like 42.
You're probably right. You're exact. What is it again?
I think it at 42.
15 plus...
We need to check the red light to make sure it's still going.
15 plus 27, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 42. You knew more math than you thought you did, sir.
Okay, so...
Then again, you did go to Southern Alabama, so that might have helped.
Look at them Jaguars. Here come them Jaguars.
So great.
Here come them Jaguars. Look at them Jaguars. Look at them Jaguars. Love the way they play that game. Look at them Jaguars scoring them home runs. The Sunbelt's gonna be their fame. South Alabama, part of the Sunbelt USA.
So, short, just updates, skate injuries this past week. Been skating real hard.
Right.
I got some interesting ones. Another short updating is woodworking and turning a baseball bat on a lathe. I got some bats here. Already knocked out Pontius Pilate, getting bush leagued by the Apostles' Creed, so I don't have to do that one. I've just kind of become interested in the Orioles organization for a couple of reasons. One is we had to face those dudes in the playoffs as the Rangers, and they're freaking awesome. They got a really good young talent, and MILB Hatbilly Jake out there, his faithful Oriole fandom has me kind of interested in that organization, and Jackson Holliday getting left in AAA while our dude Wyatt Langford made opening day roster made me think about why are you doing that? Orioles, like, how good is your lineup that Jackson Holliday is into the show? Because you're going to bring him to the show, and I just want to talk about MLB service time stuff that the new collective bargain agreement addressed, so you couldn't screw dudes like you screwed Chris Bryant.
Oh, yeah.
And did the Orioles screw themselves by not bringing up Jackson Holliday if you really think he's going to be in the show this year? Because I would have to think that's going to happen.
I thought that dude was going to be like day one MLB roster guy.
Yeah, so I got thoughts on that piece. That's one of my segments. Then UTSA's facing Charlotte. They're doing great in the American Conference. FU, ECU, who wants to talk shit. And then just some MLB standings, like update stuff as we talk about Oakland. And
as long as we don't talk about the Rays, we'll be all right.
Yeah, we'll just run through it. But yeah,
because the Rays right now they're having a tough year, man.
Yeah, and then I keep teasing it, but Bonnie, I'm going to call you and just do the deep dive interview because I think he was a Major League Miss on Bonnie. I'll just tease it for like 5 months.
Like if they would just looked at his pitching form, that alone would have been like,
yeah,
you know
dude, we'll get some video.
That's
That'd be
fucking
nice.
pro.
But don't expose yourself, is what I'm saying.
Like the Expos.
Don't expose yourself. Just be an Expos. Just be an Expos fan, and don't do any puns or go around in a trench coat.
Someone's like, what does the Expo stand for? Well, you know, Exposes. Yeah. Well, that's what it says.
That's my baseball tip. So I'll let you go first, and then you tell me if you want to talk about wood turning.
Okay, so let me start out with the A's thing just because it's fresh in my mind.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of shit. So basically, I think, beginning next season from 2025 to 2028, I believe, they're playing in the minor league stadium of the San Francisco Giants for 3 years in West Sacramento. Okay, this stadium, if I remember correctly, holds like 11,000 a little over 11,000 people, and then with the added like grass seats and shit, it's like 14,000.
Yeah.
Now that's shitty, but the thing is like Oakland doesn't draw that many people anyway. But like what are you doing? Like, why are you moving to a minor league stadium? I don't understand. That's so shitty. Think about the fucking players, dude. They have to go to a minor league stadium now and play as a MLB roster guy.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad, but it's to use the word expose, it exposes MLB for what it is. It's a business.
Why is nobody in the MLB league office or who higher up saying something, stepping in and doing something about this?
Well, they don't care. Like the move to Vegas from Oakland by the owners was fucking unanimous. Everybody's like, cool.
Yeah.
Like the fans weren't unanimous. The owners were. They all got each other's back. They're like, we're in it to make money, and when I want to move my team, you guys aren't going to say shit. When I want to move out of seat, like when they want to screw somebody, they're going to screw somebody.
They are doing.
They don't care.
Here's what the stupidest thing is too. They're just going to be called the Athletics. There's no team or city name to it. It's just the Athletics.
No, it'd be even bigger Bush League if they did it like the Sonics. Because the one thing Thunder did is they didn't take the Sonics name. They didn't make them the Oakland or the Oklahoma City Sonics. They like, we'll leave that for you. If you ever get an expansion, you can be the Sonics again.
Well, the thing is too, like the owner of the River Cats, I believe the team the stadium playing in.
Yeah.
Him and what's the guy's name? The owner.
John Fisher.
John Fisher. Him and that guy is best friends. So he's basically getting a badass discount on rental for using that park.
Dude, it's brutal.
And so like that's already saving money there. And what's shitty is a lot of those Oakland Athletics like staff, they're going to lose their jobs. Like all the people that work in this stadium, they're going to be out of a job. You know?
Yeah, it's horrible. And the worst, there's so many bad things about it, but the timeline, like talk about taking off the Band-Aid as slow as you
he's dragging this shit
can.
out. He's dragging it out so far.
I mean, you're gonna be an Oakland A's fan. You're gonna watch this happen for the next 4 years.
And see, that's the thing. So this 3-year deal that they have, there's an option for a 4th year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 2028, 2029, you're just going to watch the team that you root for. You're going to stand outside the stadium and boycott, not go. Like and you're rooting for players that they're sending down the dude. Like they don't care. They're literally not trying to win, and they're not going to try to win. Oh, here's my question. They go to Sacramento where they win the fucking World Series, or they're a playoff team. They pull some major league shit. You get a playoff game in Sacramento? Is that what's happening?
Because
you got home field advantage? It's just like assuming you're straight up assuming as Major League Baseball is like, yeah, you can play there, and we know you will never make the playoffs because you're literally sending good players down. You're not signing anybody. Your payroll is $4. Yeah. Who fucking cares? Oakland like doesn't exist for Major League Baseball. It's like, we don't care. Pause button until you're in Vegas. Then maybe try to compete.
See, that's exactly what it is. And so like I was watching like news reports yesterday of like Oakland side and then Sacramento side. And people in Sacramento are hyped up, and they act like it was their dealing, and they're like, we're auditioning to bring the A's to Sacramento permanently. No, John Fisher does not give a shit about your city. The only thing he cares about is waiting until Vegas opens its doors, and then he's going to move to Vegas, because that's ultimately his goal, is to move to Vegas. And this is what I wrote down in my notes about the whole audition thing. In quotations, audition for Sacramento, they don't know who the fuck they're dealing with. John Fisher's an idiot.
Yeah.
He has no desire to stay in Sacramento ever. Other than this lease term, he's going to be gone when he can go to Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, and Fisher's whole thing is, I said it on one of the previous shows, I don't know why you want to own a major league team. If this is this Silicon Valley for you? It's like, I don't even care. This is how I make money. I get to Vegas and put in slot machines. Like, you don't care.
Vegas right now is a thing. It's like a hype train. Like the Raiders moved there. All these teams are, back a couple years ago when they got the hockey team.
Yeah.
They have the WNBA team. So that's like the thing right now, is to move all these pro sports teams to Vegas, which it makes sense. But the fact that you have no loyalty to your city and all these fans who helped fucking keep this thing afloat, and you're like, bye, fuck you.
I wonder what's going to happen when a pro team fails in Vegas, or the stadium in Vegas gets, because you're blowing up the Tropicana. The Tropicana was the shit in 1957. So it was like all mobbed up. It was like, oh, I'm going to the Trop or whatever. The Tropicana was awesome. Now, 30 years from now, Fisher's going to be like, Vegas Stadium's old, build me a new one. They're like, fuck that. He's like, well, I guess I'm moving to Boise. They don't care. Manfred doesn't care. Nobody cares.
Yeah, as long as John Fisher, until he gets to Vegas, he doesn't give a shit. I'll go. You know what? Might as well fucking move to the single A team because that's what it's free there. They'll let you play there for free.
It's sad. I don't know what to say. I'll say this: there's a book which I haven't read, The Last Dive Bar, and it's about how Oakland Alameda is shitty, but there's some cool features to that. But as fans, the reality is we never get to keep that character.
See,
anything that's like old and cool and rustic will never stay in a capitalistic society, and they had to build them a new stadium in Oakland, and maybe the city government was going to do it, but Fisher was like, I don't care, I want slot machines.
Here's my thing. You're digging yourself a deeper hole because no free agents is going to want to go there. Unless like that's the only thing that will take them. Why would you want to go play for a major league team in a minor league environment?
Oh, nobody cares.
Yeah.
Fisher don't care. He's not.
Exactly.
I'm not trying to win.
So they're not getting free agents, and the players that are there now are like, this is gonna suck ass.
He's not trying. It's
no disrespect to minor league baseball because it's baseball, but like you're a major league team, you're supposed to get the best of the best shit. You're supposed to have a nice stadium with all the best like workout gear, all the amenities and everything, but no, you're getting knocked down to AAA. You have a small ass ballpark.
It's 1899 Cleveland Spiders level.
And not only that,
ownership. You
are playing in a stadium, the River Cats, that is the affiliate of the San Francisco Giants. So now dude, like I don't know, man, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and it's hard not to talk about it because it's.
I saw it. I got so mad, like right away.
It's frustrating having been a Sonics fan and watch this happen. And you get to watch it happen, but it's so slow moving.
Yeah, this is terrible.
So every month or so, there's just going to be another just like nut shot. It's like they got him in a headlock, and they're like, "You like that, Oakland fans? You like that?"
I know.
Or people who have some kind of like people who have some pure opinions about Major League Baseball. We love the sport. We care about it. And it's just like it's a business. It's bullshit.
Like, I understand Oakland's a shithole, but you can't just rip away something that means a lot to those people.
I don't know. It's messed up the way it goes when you move teams. That's definitely probably going to happen. Somebody needs to maybe that's my project. I'd like to see old newspaper articles from when the A's moved from Philly to Kansas City.
Oh yeah.
Those articles about the people, and then the people in Kansas City, how they felt when the A's were moving to Oakland. Charlie Finley, that owner, he wouldn't know Jim, but he did put some competitive teams on the field, win some World Series. Much as you hated Charlie Finley owning the A's, fucking won, I think, 3 world championships.
Yeah.
So competitive product, moved him to Oakland, screwed all his players like Vita Blue and Reggie Jackson. Well, he didn't give a damn. Championships, you know. But
I luckily have never had to experience that as a fan of teams.
Oh man, you lose your faith.
I want the Rays to move out of Tampa. I want them to move because they do have awesome fans there. But the thing is, like,
they're gonna move.
Yeah, not a lot of people go to those games. I mean, a good chunk of people do, but not enough to like you keep it going.
Rays are moving to Nashville. That's happening.
Like
right?
I said, I have zero issue with them moving. I'd be like, fuck yeah, this will be cool.
Will you root for them in Nashville? Right?
They're my team regardless of where they move.
Okay. But then you can't be a Ray. They'll get a new name, right? That's like an aquatic, beachy Florida
now
thing.
The Rays is like, they have that logo. It's supposed to be like a ray of like sunshine.
They're a ray of sunshine now?
Well, the Rays. No, the Rays. They're not Devil Rays. They haven't been Devil Rays in forever.
It's not even a fish, though?
They still
The
have
ray
that
of
logo.
sunshine?
They still have that logo, but essentially the rays is like rays of light. That's why they have. That's why they have that. They have that little yellow thingy, that logo that they have.
The sun rays of light.
That's what that is. It's like a rays, like rays of. It's stupid because like apparently when they changed the name from Devil Ray to Rays, it was supposed to be more family friendly.
Oh man.
Because Devil had Devil in the name, and like, dude, you had the coolest name ever for a team, and you let people talk you out of it.
Yeah, the Cleveland Spiders. You should be the Nashville Satan Spiders.
Like if
Spider Satans.
if
Something
I was-
horrible. The families don't.
You had such a cool name, Devil Ray.
There's a market for that though. Think about this. All like the dark rock and roll, Ozzy Osbourne,
Yeah.
all that stuff. There's a whole segment MLB's not getting if you just had the one dark, evil underground team that you'd sell all that apparel. Just have the Ozzy Osbourne Antichrist.
Because like
team.
If I was rooting for teams based off their names, I would be a Red Sox or White Sox guy because I just love the names like Red Sox.
People
White
like
Sox.
black stuff. You know?
They should change their name to the Black Sox.
And red.
The Chicago Black Sox.
Chicago Black Sox.
Well, they had the New York, what was it, Black Yankees in the Negro Leagues, but like,
Yeah.
it'd be cool. They were like, they renamed their team the Chicago Black Sox. I think there was a team, the Black Sox, right?
Well, I mean,
one point.
well, maybe actually there may have been the Black Sox, but they're called the White Sox the Black Sox because of the scandal. But the 1909? Was it 1919?
Something. I had to look it
1919
up.
scandal. But yeah, when the Rays move to Nashville, make them the Satan Spiders, and you'll have that entire market. Everybody goth will buy your stuff.
Even better than the West Sacramento Athletics?
Millions.
John Fisher, I'm sorry. If you'll never listen to this, but if you do, you're a fucking idiot. And the baseball world fucking hates you. All right?
John Fisher is the stripper from Major League, the stripper owner. He just sits up in the box, and when they play Wild Thing and Ricky Vaughn comes out of the bullpen, John Fisher's just like, I hate this fucking song.
I hate this fucking song.
I hope they win. I hope they just win a bunch of World Series with a bunch of AAA players.
Winning AAA players is Major League players, but they're
Major leaguers, but they're not trying to sign. It's everybody in the farm system has to become Hall of Famers and All-Stars on their own merit.
Okay,
which some of them are great players.
I got a question. As a major leaguer, if the Oakland A's offered you a contract, would you go play for them in the West Sacramento?
Yeah, I totally would. I'd try to go there and do the major league thing.
Dude, that would be
Like Tom Berenger.
That's actually a good idea. Could you imagine if this team goes there and despite their owner, they go out and win the World Series next year?
Yeah.
What is he going to say then? You staying in Sacramento? We won a World Series. We'd love to have you forever.
Is Billy Bean still the GM? I don't even fucking know who their GM is over there. Is it still Billy
I know
Bean?
Dave Cavall is the president, but
If I was the GM in Oakland, I would literally try to create
a winning team.
the major league team. I'd get a reliever who had a Vegematic haircut that looked like Ricky Vaughn. I'd get an over-the-hill catcher who was once an all-star but his knees are shot. I'd get a guy who practiced voodoo from Cuba. I'd recreate the entire cast.
I want Willie Mays Hayes.
Willie Mays Hayes, dude making basket catches in center. I'd try to get as many minor leaguers as I could that looked like the actual cast of Major League and just see if magic happens. That's my advice to the front office.
Sometimes the most weirdest of people can succeed together.
Yeah. Oakland A's, get some dude from Cuba who practices voodoo.
I'm saying go down to the high school down there in West Sacramento since you love West Sacramento so much and go sign Billy Jones from fucking high school. Since you don't give a shit about winning anymore.
That's good shit. We beat that dead horse. I like that one. We got some good ideas. We'll probably revisit that once every 4 shows.
We have to because there's going to be updates coming out all the time. But it's almost time to cut it before
Sign
the camera
Pontius
goes.
Pilate. Okay, well then we got a few minutes. I'll talk about woodworking. You want me to do that? Talk about baseball bats and woodworking?
See, let's do it.
All right. Check out. See that pen?
It's a nice pen. Is that actual wood?
I made that pen.
You made this pen.
I fucking made that pen. I took a woodworking class and made that pen on a lathe.
When did you take a woodworking class?
Tuesday.
Oh, you did this in one fucking day.
I did that one day. You get a pen kit, you pick out a piece of wood, put it on a lathe, because I got ideas.
This is a really nice fucking pen.
Thanks, buddy. I'll make you a pen.
Make me a pen. I will pay you for a pen.
A lot of baseball bat maker. I was looking at there's the dudes up in like Wichita Falls making Xylo bats. There's bat makers. I mean, get yourself some wood.
It's got a cool little
turn a bat. And I've always been thinking about lathes aren't that expensive. I was looking at some really expensive lathes, but I think I can get a lathe from this working shop.
I'm gonna go show this to the camera and see if I can get it to focus so you can see it.
But my whole thing is nobody's making Babe Ruth bats. Nobody's making 1940s bats anymore. These big heavy bats. This shit right here. You see that? Is that on there? This is a 34. So this is like a 35-inch hickory bat right here. This is one of 35-inch hickory. They used to make them out of hickory, which is hella fucking heavy.
I couldn't get it to focus because I didn't want it to focus on the pen and then lose focus of you. So I was like, fuck it.
But if you read this book, The Physics of Baseball, there was an experiment done by like Time Magazine or something. Had Roger Maris taking batting practice with heavier and heavier bats, and the jury's out, according if you read that book, on dudes want a lighter bat for bat speed and the ability to react to pitches. And I know pitchers throwing harder and harder, but the dude got more distance. Maris hit balls farther and farther the heavier and heavier the bat is. And I've always thought if you got a heavier bat and your swing's a little slower, it's in the zone longer, but the ball's going to go farther. And I also, sometimes you've seen it, they got the axe bats with the different knobs.
Yeah.
Different knobs. But then I was like, if you put a way bigger knob and then choked, and maybe from here to the end was still that 33-inch distance you like, but you had an extra like 6 inches down here, an extra 6 inches down there with a counterweight that helps you when you're getting to extension. It rolls over. It almost like speeds you up at the point of contact. I don't know. I'm going to experiment with some bad shapes, and then we'll go up and hit the hit tracks at D-Bat.
We need to film us hitting, and we need to film us pitching.
Oh, yeah. You talked about that 30-year-old pitcher dude?
Yeah, the one that Bonnie showed me. The guy
that's awesome.
He just goes out and pitches, and Bonnie's like, his form kind of sucks, but, hey, he's out there doing it.
He's out there doing it. We need to make our own bats and go do hit tracks.
And I'll do some pitching videos and watch you hit dingers off me 500 feet plus.
And I'll use different woods, too. That's my plan. Use different woods. I got some of these crepe myrtles out here, which you should never make a bat out of, but they're heavy as fuck.
But think about it. If you hit that dinger.
Hit that dinger.
I think it's gone, dude. All right.
A red light's still on. Oh, I guess we could roll into the next segment before it gets chopped. I don't know.
We'll stop it so it doesn't.
You're going to stop it so we don't get chopped?
Yeah, because that'd be terrible if you're in something really good.
All right, that's my bat one. We'll come back after commercial break with Jackson Holliday. Why are you in the minors, dude? I got some ideas. I got some thoughts.
COMC. They say it's pronounced COMC.
We say COMC.
We always have until they had a video out a few years ago and they called it COMC. It just feels wrong.
Okay.
We're live into our second segment. You got some good shit lined up. But I do have a Ronnie Hunt story. You know?
I love a nice Ronnie Hunt story.
Well, I don't know. In our neighborhood, as you know, he had the IROC, then he got the Trans Am, but he was just the older kid at the 7-Eleven. He just seemed like he was, I don't know why, when you hang out with your buddies, it's just you kids hanging out, but then there's like that old scuzz, like 18-year-olds who's just messing with the young kids.
Who like peaked in high school kind of guy?
Peaked in high school guy. That was Ronnie Hunt. And Ronnie Hunt, you got hit by 50 major league pitches. The legendary Ronnie Hunt.
Ronnie Hunt.
But Ronnie Hunt is IROC selling his dime bags up at the 7-Eleven. I don't know if you were there because I can't remember who was there.
Let's not forget he's rocking that random barbecue place trucker hat too.
Got a trucker hat, mullet, lines in the side on the mullet, just picking on like 14-year-olds, shows up out playing wiffle ball, squealing tires, and then he gets out and he's like, you guys want a dime bag? Because he's just straight up ass. He's just selling his dime bags all over town. And you're like, no, you don't smoke weed. We're just out here playing wiffle ball. And then he starts headlocking people and pounding you on the arm. Like this, like, you know how you just pound people right in the shoulder? He's like, oh, you too cool? You too cool for that? And he's just pounding. He's pounding on me and Tommy. And I'm like, dude, this is out of control. And then he pulls out a baseball. He's like, see this baseball? This is the 47th time I got hit this season. 47. I'm going to go for 50. And then he just pounds me on his shoulder a couple times. He's like, I'm out of here. And then fucking peels out. You can still see the rubber in the street.
Why was my experience with Ronnie Hunt different?
What was your experience with Ronnie?
He was never mean to me. He never called me names or grabbed me and punched me. He always offered to buy me snacks from 7-Eleven, and he was always nice to me. He goes, hey, man, I'm going to the 7-Eleven. Would you like anything? Super calm dude.
Maybe not my experience. I think the IROC changed him. I think the IROC changed his personality.
Oh, you know what? I totally forgot. That was before he got the IROC.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I forgot.
IROC and Ronnie Hunt.
He turned into Kelly Gruber once he got that IROC.
Oh, Ronnie Hunt. You see Ronnie Hunt come. Honestly, you just bail. You just start running down one of the alleys like, oh, shit, there's Ronnie.
You know what really changed him? It wasn't the IROC. It was, but as I just mentioned, once he started hanging out with Kelly Gruber that's when his shit changed.
Gruber's great. Gruber got into, his scandal? I didn't even know it. I think he got hammered at like Blue Jays Alumni Day and was like hitting on a sportscaster woman. The Grubes. Well, and Grubes is from Austin.
There is a song that the Hex Dogs sing, and they bring that little part up. They're like teaching girls how to bun is just a front or something like that.
Oh, it's in that song, yeah.
Yeah, that Hex Dog song, Dirty Kelly Gruber.
Dirty Kelly Gruber. Well, yeah, he had a little bit of a scandal there, but Grubes could play some ball. Hopefully the rumors aren't true. I don't really
That's what
know.
always sucks, man. Sometimes you have players that are really good, but they have like the most shittiest personalities.
Oh, man. That's the one that was the worst on that was Kirby Puckett.
He was an asshole?
He was apparently a humongous asshole to his wife.
I never heard of this story. I just thought he was a nice dude.
Oh, dude, there's all kinds of domestic violence stuff. I don't even know.
Shit.
Dude, you like Wikipedia that one. Because I love me some Kirby Puckett. My buddy was the one who, when you get the binders, you know how you get back in the junk wax era when you get like 20 Kirby Puckets or whatever? See, binders. Every Kirby Puckett card ever made, he had hundreds of them.
So speaking of cards, binders, all my cards I put them in little containers based off teams, but all my race cards they're in a binder. I put all my race cards in binders.
Yeah, Puckett was awesome. But
what was this segment supposed to be?
What was that?
What was this segment supposed to be? I don't remember what we started talking about.
Oh, I don't know. You're gonna do some
we were
player manager, and then I'm gonna get deep diving on service time manipulation and try to figure out why Jackson Holiday's in AAA.
We started talking about Ronnie Hunt, and then kind of went.
Yeah, I was forget Ronnie Hunt. He's an awesome dude. Maybe I'm confused. Maybe it wasn't the baseball player, but he did pound on me and show me a baseball.
So I'll title that segment "Ronnie Hunt ETC."
Yep.
Something.
Okay.
Etc. Anyway,
sorry.
Are you good? I thought it was funny because you're like, ever since he got that IROC and started hanging out with Kelly Gruber, he got mean, dude. Fuck him. I miss the old Ronnie Hunt, man, but he's never coming back. He's still alive, right? Hopefully.
Sure he is. Showing kids how to get hit by pitch.
Hot dogs and fucking beer. He's still golden.
Trying to get himself under control. Now Ramirez. That ball's not even close. You talk about looking for a reason. Absolutely. Oh, my goodness. Don Zimmer and Pedro Martinez. Oh, that's awful.
Okay, senor.
All right, bud. Let's get into it.
We have till what, 11:07 or some shit? Anyway, player managers, huh?
Love me a good player manager.
I want to talk about player managers. I think the idea of player managers coming back would be awesome. You know?
Yeah.
Not only, I think the cool thing about it is you're able to learn the art of managing while playing. So when you are done, you can kind of just step into that role right away. Because sometimes you'll have players who become managers and they're shitty at it because they have no idea what they're doing.
Yep.
But I just think it's cool to be like playing and managing at the same time. I think Pete Rose was like the official last one that did it.
That was the best because he's gambling. That's how you do it.
But yeah,
if you're a player manager and you're not gambling, you're just leaving money on the table.
Oh, dude, there's tons of. It's just like steroids. There's tons of players who bet that we don't know about.
Yeah, but if I'm a player manager, it's like I'm gonna fucking lose this game.
Yeah, you're like, I don't want to cost this team the game, but my pocket says otherwise.
I got $10,000 if I can blow it.
But anyway, player managers. So I wrote down, like, I was looking at like all the I didn't realize there was so fucking many player managers throughout time. But I wrote down like 5 player managers I thought were interesting.
Okay.
So obviously Pete Rose, you have to say Pete Rose.
Pete.
What's his name? Lou Boudreau.
Boudreau, yep.
Cap Anson.
Old Cap Anson.
Mel Ott.
Ott was it manager, player manager?
Yeah, Mel Ott was from 1942 to 1947 with the New York Giants.
I'll be damned. I didn't know that. I knew Ott was kind of
So
he hit a ton of bombs and he wasn't that big. Never saw him really. I think I've seen old footage on YouTube of him hitting, but
what was cool about Lou Boudreau was he was the last person to win it as a player manager and win MVP, which in 1948 for the Cleveland Indians at the time.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he won World Series. He won the World Series. He won MVP of the whole year, and then won. So yeah, but my favorite and our favorite Eddie Stanky.
Eddie Stanky.
So I wrote down all the years they managed. We should probably go through that, but anyway, whatever. Yeah. So Mel Ott was with the New York Giants as a player manager from 1942 through 1947. Eddie Stanky was with the Cardinals from 52 to 53, so he player managed for what, a year?
Yeah.
Cap Anson did it for 23 seasons. 23 fucking seasons, dude.
Damn.
He did it with the Philadelphia Phillies for 1875, and then in 1876 with the Chicago Cubs through 1897. So 23 total seasons. Yeah.
I'm going handheld.
Yeah.
Stanky was South Alabama. I don't know. I think he's from Alabama. It was his connection down there to Mobile. But I believe he played for Leo DeRocher and some other dudes, and Stanky's numbers weren't spectacular, but he was a winner. He was a scrapper. DeRocher loved him. But Eddie Stanky, as far as I know, invented the delayed steal. I even went onto Wikipedia, maybe updated that page, because the delayed steal is like if you play South Alabama, look out, because they're going to do the delayed steal. You know what the delayed steal is? It's a sweet move.
Is that where you do it after they throw the pitch?
Yeah, so...
Yeah, that's what it is, right?
Normally, you will break on the pitcher's move to the plate. As soon as he picks up his leg to go, you're off to the races. And middle infielders, shortstop, and second base, whoever's covering the bag on the throw down, they always look at the runner. They're like, is he going, is he not going? Because if he goes, then you yell going and you crash to the bag. If you look at him and he doesn't break, then you just look back into home plate, look at the catcher and the play, and you stop looking at the runner. So what the delayed steal takes advantage of is, you got different defensive alignments, but sometimes second baseman will be way in this hole, and the shortstop's kind of far from the bag. So they're back on the cut of the grass, so they're not that close to the base anyway, is when you want to do the delayed steal. And what you're trying to do is essentially foot race an infielder to second bag, because when the pitcher goes to the plate, you take your secondary, which is where you hop off a little bit further. But in the case of a delayed steal, you take really big hops. You're just getting closer and closer to second. So now, like, if you can take a big-ass secondary where you're almost halfway to second base and nobody yelled going because they looked at you and you didn't break, you just took your normal, like, secondary, and then all of a sudden you just bolt, then the shortstop and second base are looking in, and they're, like, flat-footed. They're like, oh, shit, I got to cover. The catcher didn't hear anybody going. He didn't see you break. And now it's just a foot race between the runner and a middle infielder who's now late trying to break to the bag, and you slide in and you're safe. So the delayed steal is a pretty sweet little tactic, and if you do it right, you completely catch people with their pants down, and an infielder won't even cover second base. You just go sliding in. And it's like catcher's like nobody was there. Where did I throw it? So it's a sweet play, but Eddie Stanky invented that.
This menu. Up and in. Tommy Joseph, the element of surprise with the stolen base.
The old delayed steal. You know, you steal that on the catcher and the middle infielders, and the good first base coach can look, see if they're dropping their head. You know, the middle infielders, the shortstop, after the pitch gets to the catcher, if the middle infielders are dropping their heads, you can steal it on them. I guess Drew was covering
the delayed steal.
Supposedly.
See, I'm more of a hit and run kind of guy, but
it's a nice play.
Yeah, I didn't do so. Like when we're doing research on this, because like I knew what they were, I knew what they did, but I just was curious. As like, oh, how often did this happen? And obviously, apparently, it used to happen every year. Apparently, there was always player managers, but there were 220 of them total throughout baseball history.
That's awesome.
And out of those 221, 59 of those are in the Pro Hall of Fame.
Damn.
So I didn't realize there was that many that were that important. But I just think it's cool to be like. To be able to like manage and play at the same time, that'd be really fucking cool.
Yeah, I was thinking about that because Yogi did it.
Yeah.
A little bit. I think the one season he managed with the Yankees, he did it some, and he might have even done it because he got fired. Then he went to the Mets, and he might have done it for a few at bats with the Mets. And
What's crazy, he didn't even make this list.
Oh, Yogi's not on there?
Yeah.
Yogi was official player manager there for a bit, and I don't know though. I'd be interested to see if your roster rules allow, like a 26-man roster would allow 27 if the guy's a manager. I wonder.
Oh, okay, like makes an extra.
You get an
slot.
extra roster spot because he doesn't. I don't know. That would be weird. Maybe that's why baseball managers. They always feel like, why do baseball managers wear uniforms? Because no other sport does that.
I think it's fucking cool.
It's cool, but that could be why, because it was such a common thing that they're like, I might put myself in.
That's probably why it started. That's literally probably why I would think, because like you're playing and managing, so like why would you want to wear a suit and then have to change real quick when you go bat or something,
Because like a football or basketball player manager wouldn't make sense. There's just too much going on. You just need a dedicated person.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why. Baseball manager. But the other thing I thought about it was with Yogi, so there's probably player managers who are in their heyday where they're like, I'm still in the prime of my career and I'm also asking to be managed, so I'm expected to play every day. So it's not like Little League with the nepotism was like, God, this guy keeps putting himself in and he sucks. Or it's just your player manager is like, why are you playing yourself? You're fucking hitting 211.
You're terrible.
So they have control, but then you have the player managers who, the twilight of the career, and like Yogi, they would only put themselves in a few spots.
Well, yeah, because if you look at it, back then, a lot of these player managers were actually great players and managers at the same time.
Yeah, you're playing managing prime. Pete Rose was kind of an example of that, where he wasn't playing every day.
He was. It was like towards like the mid '80s when his career was kind of getting come.
Twilight dudes.
Yeah.
But I thought, as a pitcher, I'd be super pissed if I saw a Twilight player manager put themselves in the game. Because the only reason, like if Yogi or Pete Rose only got like 50 at bats that season, or just real limited at bats. The only reason you would put yourself in over some other pinch hitter on your bench is you're like, oh, I hit this guy good.
Yeah.
Right? You know the pitcher. I know what he's got. He's going to throw me a curveball. But as a pitcher, I was like, this motherfucker hit 200 on the season. He's going to pinch hit himself because he thinks his old ass thinks he can hit me. If a Twilight player manager puts himself into pinch hit, he thinks he's got you. That would be like extra. I'd beat him. It's like, oh, you want to hit against me? You think I'm that easy of a mark? I'd be pissed.
That had to have happened, obviously. Not necessarily like skill level, but somebody who was like, okay, look, manager, dude, like I understand, but like this guy's a righty and you struggle against righties. I know you're good. I know you're playing at a great level right now, but your best bet is down. No, I got this. You know that happened. Even if the manager was still balling out, you know.
I'd be interested to see how many player managers and their the Twilight player managers got plunked. I'd take that personally if I saw him putting himself in.
Now there were instances not recently, but in modern times. I'll close it out with this that they thought about doing it. So here's a couple players. So in '97, the Blue Jays approached. They thought of doing it for Paul Molitor.
Molitor.
And I guess so. All these people didn't happen, but these were like instances where modern times. The most recent one was in the 2011-12 offseason. The White Sox considering hiring Paul Konerko as their
player manager.
Yeah,
well, he'd have been a good one.
But apparently, to this article, it says Kenny Williams, the White Sox GM, I guess, was like, "We'll have player managers again." No, we won't.
You know who would have been a good one? Would have been Griffey.
Yeah,
Like somebody with serious power.
Check this out.
Just scared.
I just thought of something when you said that. You know who'd be an excellent modern-day player manager? Joey Votto.
Votto would be a great player manager. You'd have to. Griffey would be scary because of the power.
Yeah.
Because even if he was 46 and he pinch hit himself and you're the pitcher, you'd be like,
Because think about it. Barry Bonds at 43 still had power.
Yeah, if Griffey came up over the hill, I'd still be going, don't hang it.
Yeah.
I know he's hitting 111 on the year or 150, but I don't want to hang it to this
Because even
dude.
now, like, did you see at this year's All-Star game, he was hitting fucking balls hard as fuck.
Yeah, Griffey would have been a greatest player because he could pinch hit himself 15 times a year, probably draw 7 walks because you're just so scared
That's
and
what
so
the Blue
careful.
Jays should do. Hey, do you want to be player manager?
Yeah, Votto should be player manager.
I mean, don't fire their current manager, but
yeah,
maybe
Votto
next year.
would be
Because
great.
right now, I mean, yeah,
So Votto's still in AAA?
I think so.
Is he going to face Jackson Holliday?
Good luck. Did you see that picture where he was sitting in the stands of the Blue Jays when they were playing?
Yeah.
He's watching them play.
Yeah, he went to the game.
And, dude, he was so cool about it. Most players would be like, this is bullshit. I should be on the major roster.
Yeah, Votto's a different person.
And once again, the Blue Jays are sucking ass, you know?
I got the standings here. You want to do standings before the Orioles?
And before we do, so we're doing a side segment real quick, standings, but it pisses me off that, like, because I want the Blue Jays to be good because I love Bubba Shett. I love Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and every year they break my fucking heart. Like, they do well, they get to the playoffs, and then they just shit the bed.
That's
anyway.
early. They're only 3-4.
I know, but man, I don't know. Anyway, the Rays are doing shitty. We're 3-4.
Yeah, but your run differential isn't terrible.
No, we're not losing bad. We're just not able to close it out later in later innings and win. But whatever.
Orioles are good again.
Yeah, dude, the Red Sox are balling right now.
Fucking Tigers are 5-1.
Dude, I know.
Tigers.
It's insane, dude.
Oh dang,
dude! And the Guardians, they're what 6-1 too? Yeah,
they're 6-2, but their run. If I'm seeing that right, their run differential is insane. It's a +30. Are they just beating the living shit out of people?
My favorite though is how the Astros are 2-5. I love it. They got shot out by the Yankees to start the season. And that was great.
Astros. A lot of Astro fans showing their ass, man.
Dude, see, that's the thing is, whenever they're losing, they don't say a word. They're like, "Why you saying shit?" But when they start winning, oh fuck you.
As a Ranger fan, I'm not even going to talk shit like we're the bomb. I'm very excited where the organization's at with our prospects in the World Series. I'm still walking on air, but I'm just not going to shit on anybody except for maybe like Astros fans who want to make a point to shit on Rangers fans. It's like, dude, why? Rangers have sucked ass for so long. Let us enjoy this.
When I was a kid, like in those mid '90s, they were trash. I mean, they went to the playoffs a few times, but you know what I mean. But overall, the franchises have had rough times.
Well, going to 2 World Series, you were never in it with the Giants, but the Cardinals World Series was like a.
You could have won it, dude.
It was a hard. That was to one thing. It's one thing to suck. That sucks. That's pain. That's kind of how you live as a. That's how you live as a Cowboys fan. It's just sucketh. Never gonna get there. But to get one strike away from it and have it taken from you is a special. Tear your heart out of your chest like Temple of Doom. Indiana Jones, help just tear it right out of your chest and hold it beating in front of you moment.
That's why it's better just to get blown out.
Get blown out.
Because then at that point, well, we didn't have a chance anyway, but it hurts so much when you were like, literally, you said 1 out away. It was a pop-up to Cruz, and Cruz, what was it, a pop-up, but yeah, he dropped it. Because wasn't it like a hard shot hit right toward, like,
it was
like
David
over his
Freese,
head a
like
little?
the triple. It was over his head. It was not a routine, but the Giants one was just marveling it. That's a good fucking team. All those dudes are situational hitters with good at bats, and your pitching staff at that time was untouchable.
Because they had Bumgarner, right? No,
I think they had.
What was that guy's name?
I don't know if they had Baumgartner. They had.
What was his name?
Well, they had Lincecum, and they had the other dude who looked like a door-to-door salesman.
Because I can never get his name right. Not because Bumgarner has a long hair, but it was the other guy. It wasn't Lincecum, but it was the other guy that's pretty good. And I can't think of
Zito, and they had some other dude. Their staff was nasty, but after that, the Giants setup. Yeah, look up like the 2011 or whatever it was Giants. I can't remember when they did their first one, but their setup dudes and Brian Wilson, it was over. It was impossible.
Oh yeah, the guy with the beard.
It was. You had Sergio Romo was going to do the 8th. Brian Wilson was going to do the 9th, and I forget who the guys they were rotating through like the 5th and 6th innings. But it was over with the Giants.
That's who I was thinking of, Matt Cain. But I can't.
Yeah, Cain was nasty.
I don't know why I was calling him Bumgarner because of the names for some reason.
Matt Cain was a young stud.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hold up. I'm so sorry. It wasn't Matt Cain who I was thinking of.
Well, Cain was awesome.
It was Bumgarner. He was on there.
Maybe it was their staff.
Because that's hold on a second.
Lose like that. Don't lose like we lost to the Cardinals. That was.
Yeah, he was on there. That's what I thought. Yeah, 2011, Madison Bumgarner.
Yeah, the Cardinals' World Series loss actually hurt more than a season. It hurt all the way up until we won it last year. You just lived that. We could have had a World Series champion. You just lived the we could have. Yeah. We could have. Anyway.
Well, see, just like, not saying it would have happened, but when 2020 World Series against the Dodgers when we took out Snell. I understand. I think we were down a game in that series, but dude, we were balling in that game. We had the Dodgers in check. That was our year to win it, I believe. But
yeah,
it is what it is. This year we're not looking too hot. Like I feel we're going to have a down year. This
Pirates are looking great.
Yeah, they were undefeated at one point.
Pirates.
I don't know, man. I feel like
I don't know who's on that pitching staff. Cubs record.
It is nice to see Cruz back though and playing well.
A's suck. Rockies suck. That's why I said the Rockies don't have any fucking excuse not to sign Votto. But
and the Rays are playing the Rockies this series, so maybe we can bounce back and go sweep them.
Maybe that's next week's segment. There's still Greinke's still out there. Brandon Belt's. There's free agents still hanging.
You know what though? The Marlins are 0-8, dude. They're trash. And I feel bad because I like the Marlins. You know,
the Marlins.
I like Jazz.
Their run differential is ridiculous. Minus 30. Rockies are minus 34.
And the Marlins were a playoff team last year, right? Like they made it as a wild card, I think.
I think so.
Or 2 years ago, one of those years.
Something like that.
But, dude, I like the Marlins, man. You know.
I don't know. It's interesting. It's early. It doesn't really mean anything after like a couple weeks. But it's fun.
No,
see how it's shaking out.
I feel like that's with any sport, is you always jump on things way too early.
Yeah, these teams, it's such a long season. Anything can happen. This means nothing. It won't look like this. But
another random thing before we end this is I realize baseball players are very fucking sensitive too.
Are they?
Some of them. Dude. They complain and bitch about a lot, and they stupid shit sometimes. But they're so sensitive. There's been so many fights, dude. Did you see the fight between Rice Hoskins and the other guy, the Mets and the Brewers? Because apparently they were saying Hoskins slid in the second too hard.
Oh, yeah.
Tried to hurt him. And so then Hoskins the next day comes out and Reese Hoskins, whatever his name is, came out and did well the next game, and then they dinged him.
Yeah. They should throw there was a hockey fight 5-on-5. The entire team.
Dude, MLB needs to allow fighting in baseball.
They should allow fighting.
Like,
if that dude slid in, those guys got up and throw blows, let them throw blows, break it up, go back to playing.
Get your ass knocked out like Batista did when he went to the Rangers.
He pimped a homer, he got punched.
See, and that's another thing.
Odor's in the Hall of Fame for that.
That's why I think they're so sensitive. Like, ooh, he's pimping. Who gives a fuck? I would do the same damn thing. I would bat flip. I would be like, fuck you, and all this other shit.
Yeah. Odor is forever a legend for that because there's been a lot of punches landed that are good punches.
And, dude.
But he had sunglasses on and was looking real cool.
Yeah.
And it blasted his sunglasses off his face because it was such a square punch that.
Like, I don't blame the guy for doing it because I would do the same thing if I was Rangers, but I have no problem with people pimping home runs. Like the bat flips or the just taking their time around the bases. I have zero problem with it.
The pimping. I don't have a problem with pimping in so much as I also don't have problem with beanings.
Most baseball players know that if you're going to get hit, the pitcher is going to hit you in a way that's not going to hurt you. Maybe if you're A-Rod, then yeah, he's trying to hurt you. But most pitchers, from my understanding, are going to hit you, but they're not going to do it to kill you, right?
And careers have been ended because, like, whatever.
Kirby Puckett, right? Didn't he?
Puckett,
He got hit
Dennis
in the face?
Martinez got him in the face. And there's that, was it Canigliaro? I don't know. There's an awesome rookie who got hit in the face, and it ends careers. I get that. I
still
think it's part of the game to pitch inside.
Because it is. It is. I think it's cool. It's history.
Well, if you're going to pimp a homer and be like, oh, I'm so fucking cool, and pitchers are like, all they can do is K-walks with your fucking lame and swords and all this. Fuck that, dude. Plunk somebody. Plunk people. Fight on the field. It's okay. We're human beings. This isn't like gladiators where we're putting you in with lions and somebody's going to die. Just, it's hockey fights. Those dudes Shit happens.
They should allow him to fight, man, because, dude, it's not like it's part of like human nature to like. Not saying fighting is good, but just let them fight, and they might be better off for it. Like if they get all their anger out of them, like, hey, dude, my bad. Like, sorry, whatever. But like, if you keep them apart, the anger's gonna grow.
Yeah.
Hey, get your hands off me.
He never even fucking said anything. He never said a fucking word to you.
Wally,
Fuck, you got a shit on your fucking shoulder. You got a fucking bullshit.
No.
God damn it, you've had a horse shit zone all day. What'd he say to you? What'd he say? He never even looked at you. He never even fucking looked at you.
You're done too.
For what? What the fuck did I just say?
I don't know. Wally.
You motherfucker. What the fuck?
Wally.
No, this is bullshit. I never said a goddamn word to the guy. You know it.
Yes.
You know it.
Let's go, okay? All right. Let's go.
All right. Yeah, so talking about hitting people in fights, been in fights and had your ass kicked like I have, you will live. And people should pitch inside. Another thing about pitching inside and plunking people.
12. Let me do 27.
12.
We had 27 of that because I sucked.
Pitching inside and hitting people. Also, you don't got to throw the pitcher out of the game.
39. So we have until 12:39 to do this here.
You do not have to throw the pitcher out of the game for coming inside.
No.
That'd be like if Drysdale was hitting people and they're like, you going to toss him? The umpire's like, no, step in there. Step in there, dude. It's just something you're going to have to count for, the fact that he might bean your ass or come up and in.
But you should know as a batter, if you're getting thrown at, just deal with it. It's going to hurt, but you'll be all right.
If you did something like pimp a homer or piss that guy off, then you step in that box and you deal with the consequences of being such a big pimp.
Or maybe you should be playing baseball anymore if you are scared.
You can't take a beanball. If I was an umpire, I'd never throw him out of the game. I was like, I guess that one got away from him. It was like, he's hit 3 people in a row. This is a little wild. What you going to do?
Like it's a little windy outside.
Well, it's got a bad grip. Here's a new ball.
You know what I would say? I'm like, hey, it's kind of warm out here. He's sweaty. Maybe, his hands are a little wet, and it causes it to slip.
If pimping is cool, plunking is cool. That's a bumper sticker right there.
Oh, yeah, dude. I'm for both sides. I like pimping home runs and doing all that cool shit. But I'm also on the other side of, well, if you do that shit, just got to deal with the consequences.
If pimping is cool and hard sliding is cool, then plunking and fighting is cool.
Because peeing in your pants is cool. Everybody's doing it.
All right. Segment on why is Jackson Holliday in AAA. Let's talk a little bit about MLB service time, Dutch.
Please do.
Remember Chris Bryant? I think he was an MVP.
Are we talking about the Chris Bryant that played for the Rangers for a while?
For the Cubs, Chris Bryant.
Cubs.
Chris Bryant.
Who played for the Rangers? What was his name? I thought it was Chris Bryant.
I don't know.
Anyway, sorry.
Chris Bryant, poster child, and I'll give this to Jesse Rogers, ESPN staff writer, but we all kind of knew this. Bryant was essentially the poster boy for service time manipulation. They didn't make opening day roster, and they kept him in the minors and then brought him up like 2 days after. They brought him up 2 days after his service time, where you would have got credit for a full year in the major leagues. So it's clear service time manipulation. He doesn't go to arbitration for an extra year. You get him cheaper for another year, and you screw that player out of money and free agency for that year, and he was awesome. I think he was Rookie of the Year. Then he won MVP. And because there's the holdout, they got the new collective bargaining agreement. So now there's a new collective bargaining agreement to address what happened to Chris Bryant, where if you had studs like Wyatt Langford and Jackson Holliday, and you're trying to milk them for an extra year of the 6 years where you have them locked in, where they can't be a free agent, that goes away if they're awesome. So even if you bring Jackson Holliday up in a month and he's lights out, Rookie of the Year or top 3, he's going to get credit for the year anyway. So you couldn't, the service time doesn't matter. He didn't get 172 games or 172 days or whatever it is. He's still going to get credit for a full year of service time, and you're not going to steal that arbitration from. So I started thinking about, with the new rules, why would the Orioles, because you also get benefits. If Jackson Holliday is on your opening day roster and he's in the top, where is this? He receives, if he finishes in the top 3 in Rookie of the Year voting, which is a pretty good fucking chance if Jackson Holliday is as good as we think he is. If he's in the top 3 in Rookie of the Year voting, you get an extra draft pick after the first round. So basically a sandwich pick between the first and the second round. That's fucking huge.
It is.
That's like value. So if you thought Jackson, like if you wanted an extra pick and you thought Jackson Holliday was that good, and you put him on the opening day roster, and he's top 3, and you just got an extra pick. So that's insane to me that you would not have Jackson Holliday on your opening day roster because you basically probably burned a pick. I don't get that. So I started looking at the Orioles. Like, why are you so good that you can't bring up Jackson Holliday now? Who's in front of him? He's a second baseman, short. He's a middle infielder. And in the infielder, all around, frankly, the Orioles are fucking stacked. Which if you're not a casual, like I'm not even an Orioles fan. I'm not even a casual Orioles fan. We just played them. I was like, who are they? There's some awesome dudes. And the point I'm going to make is maybe Jackson Holliday isn't as awesome as 4 guys you already have. Like there's dudes even better than Jackson Holliday. I'll talk about one dude that probably is better than Jackson Holliday and nobody fucking talks about. And he is a first-round draft pick, and he's hella young. His name is Jordan Westerberg. If I got it right, he is from, guess where? New Braunfels.
New Braunfels.
How about that shit?
I like that town. It's a good town. Right up the street. Well,
it's crazy. Oh, another interesting thing about Jackson Holliday. Some dude on Twitter was like, did you know that Jackson Holliday hadn't hit a home run off of left-handed pitching the entire last year?
Jackson Holliday?
Yeah, that's crazy. Look at Jordan. It's Jordan Westberg. He went to Mississippi State. If you look at Jordan Westberg's, of course, he was a high school guy too, I guess. No, he went to college. So he got in the organization a little bit older than Jackson Holliday, but his minor league numbers, power-wise, definitely better than Jackson Holliday. And I realized Jackson Holliday was 1 overall, but Westberg was a first-rounder, and he was awesome in the minors at all levels. In 138 games in AA, AAA, he hit 27 bombs and 106 RBIs. The dude's awesome. And he makes it to Baltimore. And, I mean, the numbers, 23, 24. I mean, the dude could be awesome. So if you believe in Jordan Westberg, minor league stats, I mean, that dude's awesome. Then you got Gunnar Henderson. Everybody's talking about that guy. Remember that dude last year?
Gunnar Henderson, absolutely.
Gunnar Henderson. Also better minor league stats.
He has an awesome fucking name, Gunnar.
Gunnar.
That's so cool.
And he's not a first rounder, but he's a second rounder. So you're invested in that guy. And his minor leagues, and he was a high school guy too, I think. You got him. No, I'm sorry. Gunnar, another Texas. Oh, that's Ryan O'Hearn. Where's Gunnar?
Gunnar.
Oh, dude, I don't have Gunnar stats. Oh, here we go. I'm going to get messed up with all this paper. He was awesome in the minors. Way more power. Way more power than Jackson Holliday in the minors.
See, that's what's like so shitty to like, well, not shitty, but just like, it's like, I don't know what word I'm looking for, but as a fan of that team, like, man, he's so good, but damn, the guys in front of him are so good too. Why can't we somehow find a way to work them all in?
Gunnar Henderson's rookie of the freaking year last year. So that dude is sitting in Jackson Holliday's position, which is crazy. If you drafted Gunnar in the second round and you knew you had this, you're just like, Jackson Holliday's too big of a talent. We can't pass. We have to burn a pick, even though we have this awesome shortstop also. But then are you going to put him at second base? Well, you got Westberg there. So you drafted a middle infielder behind 2 already 1-2 round picks, and they're all awesome. What other positions do you have? You got DH, you got other stuff, then you got freaking Ryan O'Hearn, who went to Sam Houston State, by the way. He's like DH, and I guess he could play some first base. He's awesome. His minor league stats were just tons of power. Very productive. And you got Mountcastle. The other guy they got is Mountcastle. And Mountcastle's freaking awesome.
I love Mountcastle. Yeah, he's cool. Didn't he start out for them as a catcher? Right? And they moved him to first base?
They could have been.
I think so. I think he started out as a catcher, maybe.
So all these dudes, when you compare with Jackson Holliday's minor league stats, you're kind of to the point where you believe you're like, I don't even know if Jackson Holliday is as good as Jordan Westberg. I don't know that. Numbers wouldn't tell you that. So that's kind of interesting when you start wondering, like, why in the hell would you leave that dude in AAA when you got these dudes? But your third baseman is Ramon Urias. And
so I was wrong. Mountcastle never played catcher. I thought he did. Sorry.
So, as far as I could tell, Ramon Urias is he playing? Is he your starting third baseman? Because his numbers tell me that dude, that should freaking be Jackson Holliday. If you believe he's the future and you want an extra draft pick, Ramon Urias should be optioned, and Jackson Holliday should have made the opening day roster. I don't know what you're doing. I know they're going through some ownership transition, but Wyatt Langford, that dude's in the show. He was awesome in the minors, no question about it. So he made opening day roster, and that's probably going to get the Rangers an extra draft pick. He might be rookie of the year with Evan Carter.
There you go.
You got two dudes you might get us a draft pick.
So since you're talking about Baltimore, I got a little tie-in with this.
Yeah.
So earlier when you were talking about Chris Bryant, and I thought that was a guy for the Rangers, which I got confused on the name. It happens. I was actually talking about the legendary Baltimore Orioles player Chris Davis.
Davis, yeah.
So because I got confused. I'm like, I could have swore that Chris Davis was a Ranger when Oriole, and it was actually Chris Bryant. I got the name mixed up. So yeah, Chris Davis was the guy I was thinking of. So
yeah, and don't get me wrong, Jackson Holliday is friggin' awesome, and he's only was 19 in 2023. I get that. But 125 games, 0 homers off a lefty, and hit 12 homers. And he crushed. He hit 323, 75 RBI, like crazy numbers, crazy good. Deserves to be number one prospect, whatever you want to call him. But if you're looking at the people in the Orioles organization who's in front of him in positions he would probably play, they were arguably more productive and could be better than Jackson Holliday. Nobody talks about Westberg. Or maybe they do in Baltimore, but I don't know. They got some studs.
They're definitely building for a long-term run. That's for sure.
Yeah, they're building for a long-term run, but it's a head-scratcher with the incentives you have for bringing up young studs to get extra draft picks and other sorts of bonus if they're Super 2s. You get all these perks if you bring your stars up to the major leagues sooner, and you don't. You have Ramon Urias playing third base. Is there any thought in your mind that you're not going to bring Jackson Holliday to the show this year? Because I think that'd be super dumb to waste an entire season in AAA. And if you were going to do that, why wasn't you on the opening day roster? I don't know.
It's confusing, man. That's why
anyway, that's my deep dive on that. And my only segment left is UTSA, like 2-minute run through.
I saw that they're on a nice little streak.
They're 6-1, 5-1 in American Conference.
Because that dude that you introduced me to at the game, I always see him posting stuff on Twitter.
Oh yeah, you see what he posted? They got kick-ass UTSA jerseys at the bookstore. I gotta get one.
Oh yeah, I saw that photo. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, those look nice.
You need one?
They have like racing stripes on the shoulders.
Is that what you need?
Maybe.
He said maybe.
I was gonna collect. Now that I think about it, I would like to get my hands on every professional. I don't know if they have them in Taiwan. I would count Taiwan, Venezuela, Japan, U.S. Any jersey, Major League jersey that had a collar. So get the 1970s Chicago jersey with a collar.
Oh, yeah.
And then the Nippon Ham Fighters had one with a collar.
The White Sox, the ones with the shorts, they had those with
the
collars.
collar. Yeah, I want that jersey. I should just get jerseys with collars.
I hate collar jerseys.
They're hilarious.
Is that why you want them?
Yeah, just hilarious. They're just so fucking funny.
But in reality,
they're so rare.
Yeah.
It's a collector's item.
Not a good look, but it would be funny to wear them just for like a bit, like a thing, like haha.
Yeah, because you see people wearing jerseys all the time. If I saw a guy wearing a Chicago White Sox collared jersey, I'd be like, oh, shit, dude.
I'd honestly want to talk to that guy.
I want to talk to that dude.
Because I bet he's a baseball guy.
I was like, oh, shit. So that and the Nippon Ham collared jerseys were greatness.
Because you don't meet a lot of baseball people, you know?
I feel like that's a jersey that people avoided, but you shouldn't. I don't know.
As long as they ain't those sleeveless jerseys.
UTSA lights out season Caleb Hill is having still insane season, but Mason Lytle was a player of the week last week.
Mm-hmm.
After they swept Tulane. He's batting over 400. 5 homers, 8 doubles, 25 bibbies, 80 total bases. He's slugging .606. And his on-base percentage is .414. It's crazy. Him and Caleb Hill's OPS is like 1.1 something. Like he's insane. He's insane. Matt King, great season. These dudes are raking, and I don't think that their pitching staff is really their numbers reflect how good they are. Because like Ryan Beard has a 10 ERA. He's way better than that. He's got good stuff. Every time I've seen that dude pitch, you got Ward's got a 9 ERA. He's better than that. Braylon Owens, 6 ERA. So I mean I'm a homer, but if you went up against UTSA, you're like, aha, they're bringing in a dude with a 10 ERA. That dude might just fan you because you can't touch it. Seriously, they got some. If their pitchers pitch to their abilities, that's a real dangerous team. The way they're playing, 5-1 in the AAC.
Because right now, on the other end of the spectrum, Texas State is, not doing too well.
It's different conferences. It's still early, but
still.
You only get like a 50-game season, so they're almost to the halfway point of the amount of games you're going to play.
Because we've lost our last 4. We're only 15-14 on the season. We're shitty in the conference. We're like 4-5 or something.
Yeah.
It's a rough year, but like, every year isn't going to be badass. So
yeah, if you're going to get hot in the conference, they're playing Charlotte. And this is a question for you. I don't know if there's a way to like Wikipedia this, but Charlotte's the 49ers. I understand why the San Francisco football team is the 49ers because that was like the California Gold Rush thing. I don't know why Charlotte's the 49ers. Why is that? Because Charlotte's nowhere near the Gold Rush. So I don't know. But maybe the school's established in 49 or something crazy happened in Charlotte in 1949 that I don't know about. But
So I looked up. Now, this is on the official Charlotte 49er college website, right?
Yeah. Why 49ers?
It says the Charlotte 49ers football coaching staff recognizes. This is stupid. This doesn't make sense. This is not what I want to read, dude. I have no idea. All it says is, I don't know. What the fuck?
I don't know. That's trivia. Why are the Charlotte the 49ers? And I'm all for insane mascots that don't make sense, like the banana slugs and stuff. But the UC Santa Cruz banana slugs, which is the most.
I know to this web. I'm trying because this is a whole article, and originally they were known as the Owls until like what's this say? They were known as the Owls until 1961, but I'm trying to figure out what exactly.
They went from Owls?
They were the Owls.
Why would you go away from the Owls? That's hardcore.
It says because it says, however, the 49ers moniker wasn't officially adopted until 1961. During its early years, the school's nickname was the Owls because the institution operated primarily at night. But I'm trying to figure out why the fuck it's
a night school.
Yeah, why they were called the 49ers. I have no idea.
Because
know. Sometimes teams will call themselves after maybe the year the town was founded or their area code or something. Like, oh, we're the 72ers because in 1972 the city, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the 49ers doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but the 49ers that made sense because the gold rush of 1849, everybody went west.
Okay, here we go. I found out why they were called the 49ers. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. If it weren't for apparently some lady named Miss Bonnie, if it wasn't for her, UNC Charlotte would not exist today. So Miss Bonnie. And it says, thanks to that attitude and pioneering spirit, and in honor of the year 1949, the university officially adopted the 49ers nickname.
1949.
Yeah, so I'm guessing Miss Bonnie is the reason why this school exists.
So she saved him. She cut him a big check.
Oh, yeah. So in 1949, after just 3 years, North Carolina moved to close all the state's college centers. What? So, yeah, Bonnie E. Cone was the university's founder, and her supporters were... So I'm guessing 1949 was when the school became a thing, when it was established. So I'm guessing that's why they're called the 49ers.
Okay.
I'd have to read more into this because I'm trying to read it on the fly, and it's tough.
Interesting. Yeah, it's tough to figure that. I could figure that out.
So I'm thinking that's why, because in 1949 they became an official campus or college, so maybe that's why.
It's so weird because it's the only two places I've ever seen that is San Francisco 49ers and the Charlotte 49ers.
That's why I'm guessing, because to honor the year 1949 is why they're called the 49ers. Yeah. But why wouldn't they do that in 1949 instead
of strange?
This is weird. I'm trying to read on the fly and it's tough, but
that's funny.
Anyway, yeah, we have until what time before the thing dies? 39. So we have like.
Oh, I didn't go over my skate injuries though, did I?
Yeah, let's pause this before it does die on us.
What? No.
Well, we have till 39 and it's 32, so I don't want to.
This will only take a second.
Okay.
My injuries. I credit carded myself, hit my chode, trying to do a nose slide. I smashed my shin real good, contusion, and then I almost dislocated my left arm. And my toes killing me on my left foot. And that's what happens when you skate when you're old. And I still suck at skating. But go Roadrunners, go Seguin River Monsters. Hector's starting to heat up too.
Go Texas State as always. Go Rays.
Go Texas State too.
Go Rays as always.
Yeah, Hector's up to 269 now. A lot of walks, 364 on base.
And the Texans just acquired that receiver from Buffalo. I think his name was Diggs. I can't remember.
Oh, yeah.
The Texans are going to ball out this year. Watch out.
I should check NCAA. Ruger Riojas' pitching stats have to be beyond the conference. They have to be national level. He's insane. And low walks. Like his whip, 37 innings pitched, only 7 base on balls and 41 strikeouts.
I think that's a pretty solid.
7 base on balls, 41 strikeouts in 37 innings. That's insane. You take a look at Ruger. Still sub 2 ERA. Outrageous.
Do you think they will make the playoffs this year?
Well, you got the conference tournament and UTSA. At this point, you have to assume you're going to get fucked by the selection committee because nobody likes city schools. So unless you win conference, you're not going to get an at-large bid.
Well, they could have just won a couple more games.
Even if they won like 20 more games. Well, 2 years ago, the resume that they had for an at-large bid was outrageous. There's no identifiable reason that they shouldn't have got the at-large instead of Southern Miss. But
I wonder if it was
because people have heard of Southern Miss. What's that?
I wonder if it's the same way as it is in football, a money thing. Like, Southern Miss will draw more or something.
Probably. But that's why they got screwed, because they beat Southern Miss in the conference tournament.
Southern Miss was balling, too.
They were a good team, and UTSA showed out, and they should have got the at-large bid. They didn't. So you just have to assume at this point you're going to be Blue Falconed and win conference tournament, and you get your automatic bid.
There we go.
Tulane won it last year. Remember that? They were like 17-40, and then they get to go to the.
Yo, that's like NC State in basketball this year. They got into the tournament. Their record was kind of shitty.
Yeah, so Tulane did it in the American Conference last year, where they sucked so bad, but they won the conference tournament. And they made the
think
dance.
We need to have a re-look at that, because even if you win your conference tournament, if you're a shit team, we're not. You should. You know what I'm saying?
I think you should get in. I think
even if the regular season your team was really bad.
Yeah, Prove it on the. If you're the number 1 seed and you're LSU and you can't even win your conference tournament because dudes are throwing shit at you, then that's the team that's hot right now and they get the shot and fuck your regular season.
Because it's say you're 17-49 and you win a conference tournament, you deserve to play in the playoffs.
Well, no, the conference tournament gives the opportunity for a dog shit record to get in, like Tulane did last year.
Are they automatically in if they win the conference?
Yeah,
tournament?
you're automatically
See,
in, but that doesn't take away an at-large from somebody who had an awesome season. They're still going to get in too. So if you had an awesome season, with the exception of UTSA who's going to get a Blue Falcon job, you're probably going to get in. But if you just get hot at the right time, and the teams that you want to see play playoff baseball are teams that are hot now, and good for Tulane. That was an awesome Cinderella story.
I like Tulane. Tulane's cool.
Yeah, the Green Wave.
Well, we have 3 minutes left before our camera goes away.
Name your children Pontius Pilate. Not because I'm anti-Jesus, but he's just got bush leagued and shit on his whole life. He's an administrator. All right, I'm sorry.
You good. You can say what you want.
I don't know. Thanks for tuning in.
Listening to us ramble.
About move to Sacramento and don't move to Sacramento.
Next week we'll have a better understanding of why the Charlotte 49ers are called the 49ers, because my reading was terrible.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to read and come up with the thing at the same on the fly. But
figure out whether 49ers, figure out why Jack Holiday's in AAA.
And figure out why the Rays are 3-4 right now.
And Urias is on opening day roster. I'll figure that one out. Since you burned a draft pick. Fire.
You said bye.
All right, thanks, folks. We out.
I am shutting off my laptop and we are shutting down this episode.